Young and the Restless. Spoilers full. Hey, besties. Welcome back to the channel. Today is a beautiful, chaotic day to spiral completely out of control. So grab your iced coffees, lock your doors, and strap in because we have a situation of epic proportions to dissect. You guys, I am deceased. Stop what you are doing right now. I am literally shaking. Wait, we need to talk about this now because my soul has actually left my body and is currently floating somewhere above the Genoa City Athletic Club. I am filming this while literally running errands. I have a cart full of Target throw pillows that I abandoned in aisle 4 because I just had to jump on here and vent. The sheer unadulterated audacity of what is happening on The Young and the Restless right now is genuinely pushing me over the edge of sanity. We are not just watching a show anymore, besties. We are invested. And I am personally, deeply, spiritually offended by the absolute train wreck that is Victoria Newman and Kyle Abbott. I mean, bestie, be for real right now. Are we actually doing this? Are we straight up ignoring every single boundary of basic human decency? Yes, we are. And I am hyperventilating. Wait, backtrack for a second. I missed a step. Let's just lay out the absolute madness of this dynamic so we are all on the same page. Victoria Newman, the supposedly ice-cold, rational, fiercely protective co-CEO of Newman Enterprises, is legitimately falling head over heels in love with Kyle Abbott. Kyle Abbott, the same Kyle who is the son of her father's mortal enemy, Jack Abbott. But wait, it gets so much worse, which is honestly so unhinged, because Kyle is literally her daughter, Claire's, recent ex-boyfriend. I cannot even begin to process the psychological warfare of this. You do not date your daughter's ex. That is like feminism 101, motherhood 101, basic human survival 101. They are officially on my do not perceive list. I am so done. But I can't look away because the stakes are astronomical and the cinematic mayhem of it all is just too delicious. Oh, hold on. I should have mentioned this earlier, but I need to flash back to the absolute mess I was in while witnessing this romance escalate. I was mid-skincare, literally had a charcoal mask smeared all over my face. And when Victoria and Kyle started making those deeply inappropriate hard eyes at each other, I gasped so hard I inhaled a piece of dried clay and smeared charcoal all over my pristine white rug. Literally had to yeet my phone across the room because the secondhand embarrassment mixed with the sheer shock was too much for my nervous system. They think they are in this beautiful, happy, joyful little bubble where their love can conquer all. But no, it is a disaster. It is a straight-up catastrophe waiting to detonate, and I'm just sitting here watching the fuse burn down. And don't even get me started on the vibes. The vibes are genuinely rancid, but also incredibly fascinating. Victoria is acting like a lovesick teenager. This is a woman who has survived Victor Newman's manipulations, who has run multinational corporations, who has survived the most insane relationship drama with Billy and Ashland. And now she is giggling and blushing over Kyle Abbott. Bestie, be for real right now. She is so blinded by this romance that she has completely forgotten the collateral damage. She thinks this is a fairy tale, but it's actually a high-octane psychological masterpiece of destruction. She is ignoring the fact that Kyle recently struck a dangerous deal with Patty Williams in jail just to get revenge on Victor. Like Kyle is actively plotting against her father, and Victoria's just out here planning their next romantic rendezvous. It's giving major I can fix him energy, and we all know how that ends. Wait, I'm glitching. Okay, back to the main event. No, wait. I have to veer off into a completely random tangent for a second because did anyone else notice the lighting in that scene where they were whispering sweet nothings? It was so unnecessarily moody, like they were filming a noir thriller instead of a daytime romance. The shadows were literally contouring Kyle's cheekbones in a way that felt personally victimizing to me. And Victoria's blazer, a structured emerald green moment that was giving absolute boss energy, which makes her pathetic swooning over Kyle even more jarring. Like, you cannot wear a power suit and then act like a swooning Victorian maiden. Pick a lane. Ugh, my brain is mush. Moving on. Okay, snapping back to the T. Claire, poor, traumatized, sweet Claire Newman. When Claire found out that her mother is actively romancing her ex-boyfriend, the villain arc was officially activated. I am calling it right now. Claire is about to go nuclear, and I am totally here for it. Can you imagine the absolute betrayal? Claire has been through so much trauma just trying to integrate into the Newman family, trying to find stability, trying to prove she belongs with Aunt Nikki and Grandpa Victor. And the one person who is supposed to protect her, her mother, is swapping spit with the guy who just broke her heart. Claire was furious, not just mad, not just disappointed, but viscerally, fundamentally enraged. And honestly, good for her. I would be burning the Newman Ranch to the ground if I were in her shoes. Claire did not just sit back and cry about it. Oh no, she immediately went into sabotage mode. She started trying to find every single way to destroy this relationship. She is planting seeds of doubt. She is trying to manipulate the situation. She is basically doing everything in her power to break Victoria and Kyle up. And honestly, I am rooting for her. Tear it down, Claire. Burn their little romance to the ground. But the problem is, Victoria is so deeply entrenched in this delusion that she cannot see what is happening. Victoria is the kind of woman who, once she commits to a terrible decision, she will double down on it until the bitter end. It's like she's addicted to the chaos, and Claire's attempts to sabotage them are only making Victoria cling to Kyle tighter. Did I say that yet? About Victoria doubling down? My brain is mush, but it bears repeating because it is genuinely the crux of the issue. Victoria thinks she is defending true love. She thinks she and Kyle are Romeo and Juliet, star-crossed lovers fighting against the oppressive forces of their feuding families. She thinks they are happy, but it's not happiness, besties. It's a trauma bond wrapped in a midlife crisis. She is completely ignoring the reality of the situation. She is ignoring Victor's impending wrath. She is ignoring Kyle's deeply problematic motives. And most importantly, she is completely dismissing her own daughter's pain. It is honestly so unhinged that I cannot even wrap my mind around the psychology of it. Send help. My soul has actually left my body again just thinking about the confrontation. So the tension between Victoria and Claire has been building and building, right? Like a pressure cooker of mommy issues and romantic betrayal. And it finally exploded into the most cinematic, chaotic, jaw-dropping argument I have ever witnessed. Claire is screaming, laying out all the facts, telling Victoria how disgusting and inappropriate this is. She is practically begging her mother to wake up and smell the sheer toxicity of dating Kyle. And Victoria? Victoria is standing there, cold as ice, defending this mediocre Abbott man like he is the last drop of water in the desert. I'm literally hyperventilating right now, just replaying it in my head. The dialogue was so sharp, the tension was so thick you could cut it with a knife. Claire is pushing and pushing, trying to break through Victoria's delusion, yelling about how Victoria is destroying their family, how she is betraying her own flesh and blood for a guy who was literally just dating her daughter. Claire is pouring her heart out, showing all her vulnerability, and Victoria is just staring back at her with this wall of stubborn, selfish pride. And then, wait for it, wait for it. The slap, you guys, the slap heard around the world. Victoria Newman, in a fit of absolute unbridled rage, hauls off and slaps Claire across the face. I literally screamed so loud, my neighbor's dog started barking. I was clutching my chest, physically vibrating from the sheer audacity of it all. The sound design on that slap, Oscar worthy. The dramatic pause afterward, where time literally stood still. Cinematic perfection. I am genuinely unwell. Victoria slapped her own daughter, the daughter she just fought so hard to rescue and bring into the family fold, all to defend Kyle freaking Abbott. And the words that came out of Victoria's mouth right after, straight up chilling. She looks at Claire, eyes blazing with this unhinged, manic energy, and she screams, "Get out, just get out." She literally told her own daughter to leave, saying that it is her right to love whoever she wants. I love who I love, and it is my right, she says. Bestie, no, it is not your right to date your daughter's ex. That is not a civil right. That is a psychological crime. I was screaming at my television, "Victoria, you are officially the worst mother of the year. Hand over your crown." I literally had to pause the screen just to process the sheer magnitude of the trauma Victoria just inflicted. I am so done with Victoria. She is officially canceled in my mind. How do you look at your traumatized child, the child who has already been through hell and back, and physically strike her because she is rightfully upset that you are sleeping with her ex? It is genuinely repulsive, but also like the greatest television I have ever seen. I cannot look away. Victoria is spiraling into this villain era where she prioritizes her own romantic gratification over her child's mental health, and it is a fascinating, horrifying train wreck. She has completely lost the plot, and I am documenting every single second of her downfall. Oh, hold on, I need to talk about Kyle's reaction, because this is where the psychology gets really, really dark. Did I mention Kyle's face during all of this? Because while Victoria and Claire are having this world-shattering, relationship-ending fight, Kyle is standing there watching, and when Victoria slaps Claire and defends him so fiercely, Kyle looks panicked, sure. He does the whole, "Oh my God, what just happened? This is so crazy," wide-eyed routine, acting like he is so shocked and appalled by the violence. But beneath that panic, besties, I swear to you on my life, Kyle was secretly thrilled. Kyle was secretly so pleased that Victoria chose him over her own daughter. It feeds his ego in the most sick, twisted way possible. Think about it. Kyle has always felt inadequate, always felt like he was fighting for validation, especially against the Newman family. He always messes up with Newman women. Just look at his history with Summer. And now the crown princess of the Newman Empire is literally destroying her relationship with her own child just to defend his honor. It is the ultimate ego trip for him. He loves the devotion. He loves that Victoria is so blinded by him that she would commit this ultimate betrayal. It makes him feel powerful. And honestly, it makes him just as toxic as she is. And don't even get me started on the Victor Newman of it all. We all know Victor absolutely despises Kyle. Victor hates the Abbotts, he hates Jack, and he especially hates Kyle for snooping around and trying to plot against him with Patty Williams. When Victor finds out that Victoria not only is dating Kyle, but literally slapped Claire and kicked her out over him, Victor is going to unleash a level of hellfire that Genoa City has never seen. Victor is going to have a heart attack, or he is going to have Kyle permanently removed from the map. The stakes are astronomical, and I am here for every single second of the fallout. Victor's mustache is going to quiver with a rage so potent it will shatter the windows at Newman Enterprises. But the real tragedy here, the thing that genuinely breaks my heart amidst all this delicious drama, is the mother-daughter relationship. I think this is it, you guys. I think Victoria and Claire are permanently done. You don't just bounce back from your mother slapping you and choosing your ex-boyfriend over you. That is a fundamental, soul-crushing betrayal. Claire is going to cut ties. She is going to sever that relationship, and Victoria is going to be left with nothing but a smug Kyle Abbott and a whole lot of regret when this inevitably blows up in her face. The severance of their bond is going to echo through the Newman legacy for years, and Victoria only has herself to blame. I am calling it right now, manifesting a total dumpster fire by the next update. This villain arc for Victoria is about to go nuclear. Claire is going to seek the ultimate revenge, and Kyle is going to get caught in the crossfire of Victor's wrath. I am literally counting down the seconds until the next episode because my grip on reality is slipping. This situation is now my entire personality, and I am not okay. Send help, send snacks, and send a therapist for Claire, because this family is a certified, unadulterated mess. Okay, I have to go pay for these throw pillows before security kicks me out. Love you, bye.